I've left this video way too late in the day to do, but this is what I get. So a lot of my videos are going to take place in my back garden from now on, I think. First are my little Drachenfest detail videos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can click on this video or the link for it in the description and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Drachenfest is this big massive event. Ooh, nearly fell over, which would have been a disaster. So yeah, Drachenfest is this big event that goes on in Germany. I make a load of videos from it, blah blah blah. Go look at my channel, you'll see what I mean. So one thing that a lot of people asked since my last video, and kind of in general, ever since I started doing Drachenfest videos, has been how much does it cost? Which is kind of a vaguer question than you might realize. It can be really expensive dependent on how much you want to get out of it. So I made a little list. So I'll try just really quickly go through all the little costs that I could think of off the top of my head while there's still sunlight out because it's really late in the day. So the first one is the actual ticket for the event. If you leave it really late to get your ticket online, it can cost like €130, and that's without an early bird ticket. So if you want to arrive early, you have to pay an extra €20 on top of that. If you wait until you're actually at the event to get your ticket at the entrance to the event, it'll cost you €140 and then another 20 if you're there early. If you get your ticket early enough though, like earlier in the year, as soon as they can become available, I think it's only like €100. That's for a player ticket. You can get like NPC tickets, but I'm not sure what the crack there is. The real kind of money sink for Drachenfest is kind of your equipment or your gear or your costume, whatever you want to call it. When I first went, I was not nearly creative enough to make my own costume, so I went for buying it. Like, you can make your own costume and your own equipment and your own armor and stuff if you're good enough, but there is kind of like a high expectation for the standard, because the one thing they don't want is a bunch of lads running around in the field wearing like Metallica t-shirts and fighting each other and saying it's their costume. So what I did for my clothes for Drachenfest was I bought them online. I'll try to leave a load of links in the description below about like websites and stuff you can get them from, but I spent about €80 on appropriate clothing for Drachenfest. So I guess that would be like a tunic and pants. I don't know what you call medieval pants, pantaloons maybe? One extra little tip I'll give you is that when you get there, it is well worth buying a cloak, even if you don't ever wear your cloak outside, just because it can double as a blanket and it gets really cold at night. And if you really want to get like the coolest gear and like loads of armor and stuff, you'll probably end up spending your life savings. But in saying all of that, if this is your first time at Drachenfest or your first time LARPing, don't aim to end up with like all this mad big armor and stuff like that. Just go to kind of get a feel for things first. That's not what this video is about. Keep on topic, stay on topic, we haven't much time. So for like food, I would say budget about €5 for each meal. So if you have like 3 meals a day, put €15 a day aside for food. There's a lot of food on sale there and stuff, and the food is pretty good. Like, a lot of people would say it's a bit more expensive, but it is actually pretty good. And on top of that, you need drink money. Alcohol is pretty cheap, but you will end up drinking a lot of it if you're a drinker. But if you are a drinker, try and have some self-control, because you will end up spending all your money on mead because it's delicious. I feel like I have to say that, and I kind of know you won't. Some groups also tend to do like camp fees if everyone's going for like a big shop at the start of the week to pick up like groceries or, you know, essentials. Okay, so the last point that I'll make is all that stuff that I've talked about so far have been kind of roughly the essentials. I probably forgot loads of shite. If you want to have just straight up spending money that you're going to spend on like pelts and armor and cool weapons. Weapons are quite expensive, by the way. Anywhere between like €50 and like €500, depending on the kind of weapon you want. For non-essential items, like just cool shit you find in Drachenfest, if it's your first Drachenfest in particular, I would budget maybe about €800, because you're there for a week, you're gonna want to have more than 3 meals a day, you're gonna want to have more than 3 drinks a night, you're gonna want to get a cool sword or hammer or axe or something, you're gonna want a bit of armor, you know, like you deserve to enjoy yourself. Like, really, if you're careful, you definitely won't spend €800. Totally possible that you could, but at least then at the end of the week, you'll have like this cushion if you maybe need to get a hotel for your last night in Germany near the airport or something like that. But yeah, I would say if you want to have a super nuts awesome time at Drachenfest, have about €800 for that one event. If you're not sure about anything I said, watch the video again. That's just a lot of stuff just off the top of my head. It's probably super wrong because I've been terrible at spending money in the past, so I might not be the best source of advice for this. If anyone has any further questions on any of this, leave a comment down below. If there's any other information from Drachenfest you want to hear about, leave me a comment or tweet at me on Twitter, send me a message on Facebook. Even if you disagree with me, leave me a comment down below and, you know, correct me. I'm gonna be doing a bunch more of these videos before I head off to Drachenfest, so definitely let me know if there's anything you want to know. Okay, so that's all for this one. I do not know how well it turned out because I was running out of time. But sure, look, anyway, thanks everyone for watching.